Whoo! I was getting a sweat on me. I'm sweating. I am sweating. I'm going to have to put this bloody cooler on now. I'm sweating my tits off. Come on. This DAF really is bloody annoying for that. Sometimes it just will not start up. Just you turn ignition on, it just takes a couple of split seconds for to think about it. It's a pain in the arse. Right. Whew! The other thing what's annoying about it as well is every time you stop and you turn that engine off, you've got to set everything up all over again. So anyway, that being that, we're good to go. Good afternoon, me old spotted dactyses, dinkles and popty pings, and how the devil are you? I hope you're well. You're joining me here from where I am, still down south, and we're gonna go back to, oh, hold on, let me just level this bloody trailer off. Hold on, we're loading for back up north, so I'll just have to stop a minute and level this trailer. It's showing that it's not level. There's a lot that does my head in about this DAF. On you bastard, level off. There we go. Oh, sweating, man, sweating. The level, finally. Right, so where was I? Yeah, we're just loaded down here at a place not a million miles away from Guildford. We're loading for Motherwell, Scotland. So that's taking us back up north. Today's Wednesday. It's going to be another late one for me tonight, I'm afraid. It's now 6:05. The sun's been out all day. It's a beautiful day. It's just reminded us again. Flashed an ankle at the weekend and reminded us that summer's not quite over yet. We're not quite finished with it. So it's been nice, but being stood out in it, then strapping a load is not right sexy. So it is what it is. So just mindfully, we're coming up to this gate. I came in through this gate, so I know I can get out of it. If I have to, I'll get out and open the bloody thing a bit wider. I should get through it, fingers crossed. He says. Yeah, I should get through this. It was fully closed, that gate on the left, as I came in. I squeezed through it alright. Just mindful, that's all. Right, we're going to go left here, back out onto the Hiddly Pido, which will take us out to the A31. So just mindful. We're also mindful we might have a bit of mud on our tyres as well, because we've just been over back and beyond before we started filming in. Some mirrors. What lad? Get it! Good lad, oh good lad. Hey diddly-ito, go on pal. She doesn't like it, the DAF, she doesn't like it. I pressed that button with semicircle on it, 2 circles, semicircle over 2 circles. But it doesn't like it on this DAF, it doesn't tend for work. On the Scania it was brilliant, it come on straight away. It's not right keen on DAF, so when you're trying to start off fully loaded, it starts trying its best to spin. So yeah, it's going to be a late one tonight, unfortunately. I've got 3 hours and 17 minutes driving time left until I'm going to pull in. I want to try and get a good hour or two up the road. I had a late one last night, I ran a 15. I don't mind running a 15, it's not a problem at all. So I know I'm not going to get anywhere near Scotland tonight, but I'd like to get up kind of towards Cherwell Valley. I'm thinking of going back up towards the A31, coming down towards the other side of Bracknell and going that way over towards the M4. going up towards the M4 and coming out the other side of Cherwell Valley. Getting myself on M40 somehow and then going up that way. Probably run up the M6 tomorrow. I don't think I can be arsed going all the way back over towards the M25 and then heading up the M11 and, you know, up the A1 and 66. And we'll see. I've not quite decided yet, but we'll see. It's 6:10. We're fully loaded. That sun's spraying on. It's hanging low. We're struggling to get up this bit of a hill. And mirrors! Come on, pal. My foot's at 4. Don't like it. See, in the Scania, I could knock it down a couple of gears on the stalk and I could set it up beforehand. Or flick it into manual, knock it down, get some power on, then flick it back into automatic halfway up. You can't seem to do it on this. There is a button to flick the stalk into manual, but it won't work by just flicking gear stick up and down. You could just knock it up and down a couple of gears on Scania. Mirrors, mindful, just coming through this bit. Just mirrors as we come through. A bit close to curb on that one. I don't want to catch a curb and bust a tyre, you see. Why they put them little mini islands in, I've no idea. It's just purely for badness, I think, for piss people like me off. Not sexy. Yeah, I'm just going out the way I came in, basically. We're coming out of that 30 into an Alton speed limit, which for us on a single track road is 50 mile an hour. However, I'm not going to bray on at 50 mile an hour because I still might have some bits and bats of wet mud stuck on some of these tyres. Because it was a bit shitted up inside there. I have heard mud flick off a couple of times whilst we've been on this road. It is what it is. There was no wheel wash coming out. Just mindful. Cooling down just nice and dandy now. It's lovely that fresh air. Mindful, we are going down a bit of a hill. It's a narrow road. We are within our side of the white line, but it's tight. It's tight and there's quite a few bumps and divots, so I don't want to be braying on at 50. Again, someone said to me on a video, yeah, you're doing way below the speed limit, you should be doing maximum speed limit on roads, then people don't get annoyed behind you. The maximum speed limit for me on this road is 50 mile an hour. Do you think that a fully loaded articulated truck, weighing just under 44 tonne, is safe? Mindful, whoa, this is going to be tight, Jesus Christ, whoa lad, mindful. I should have tried to slow down sooner. He didn't let up then, he just brayed on towards me. That's what I mean. Do you think a fully loaded Arctic weighing just under 44 tonne is safe, even though the legal speed limit for me now is 50 mile an hour? Do you think it's safe to do 50 mile an hour down here? You know, you meet another wagon coming to the way. I was trying my best to slow down, we were still going downhill a little bit, and he didn't let up, he just brayed on towards me. Well, on them smaller trucks like that, with a rigid body on it, the mirrors stick out extra. So I was mindful, we were very close then, very close. And I didn't want to go into dyke and get dragged over that side, so I just started to try and breathe in, try and squeeze in as much as I could. We didn't hit anything. We didn't hit him and he didn't hit us. So that's the main thing. So mirrors. Yeah, so it's alright people saying, get up to the speed limit, then the car's behind you not held up. If it's not, you know, you've got to drive to the road conditions ahead of you. Granted, I'll hold my hands up there and say I could have tried to slow down a bit sooner than I did. I was trying my best for slow down coming toward it. Mirrors, man with dog, cars parked on left hand side, mirrors, signals on. Better come over and go round this car. There's one coming towards us. Trying this semicircle again now. Yeah, I was trying my best to slow down, but it's one of them you've just got to like, point it in middle and breathe in, you know what I mean? So easy, it's so easy to cause a bit of damage to one another. I'm staying out here. We've come past these cars, no bother. We shouldn't have found the blue car coming towards us, mirrors as we come back in.
Right.
Yeah, we're right hand turning here, then this will take us back down to the A31. There we go. car is just sticking out a little touch. We'll just let this one go because he's just sticking his nose out and I want to be over as much as I can. See, you let one go and the other one takes the piss behind, they just brace straight on. But his front end was just sticking out a little bit. I didn't want to catch it. Back end of this. That guy there, I've just put my hand up and waved to him. I don't know him, but he's either a farmer or a HGV driver because he just held back because he knew I was going to be coming around that junction. Just held back. Lovely, lovely. Thank you to that man, whoever he was. Nice when that happens. This is a little industrial estate, see. We are in a 30. As far as I know, I haven't seen any signs telling us otherwise. Pedestrian on side of the road. Mindful, van not right, possibly pulling out. Just start backing him off, rolling downhill, just tickling and feckling. It's a lovely old building there, see. What that is and what it was. It looks nice. Looks like it needs a lot of work doing on it, you know what I mean? It'd be expensive. Right, so this should be now coming on to the A31, which we want to be heading back along the A31. Mirrors, mindful, cones are out.
At the end of the road,
building a new
right, then go round
shopping
the
centre thingamajiggy malarkey around here somewhere when I came in. I'm sure it was. This here, on left. And they were building all that, whatever it's going to be. Oh, it's a Lidl. Some mirrors. Turning right
Turn
here, signals
right,
on mirrors.
Then go round the roundabout.
Right over towards this white line. Don't really, I'm going to take a little bit of, just a tiny bit of this road because it's a bit of a tight turning. I'm just taking enough of that road so it gives this guy at the back of me, there's a car up my arse. It gives him time to think about not coming around the inside because I'm going to be swinging wide, you see. So I'm just closing his option off for him. Because the last thing you want, I'm taking it nice and wide. The last thing you want is for something from come on your inside, you end up a bit wide and back end catches all of them and drags them round with you. So personally I just come over just a little touch and just close that door for them.
Roundabout, second exit.
Another driver might do it different, but that works for me. I don't care whether it's right or wrong. It works for me. It keeps them behind me.
Go round
And
the
keeps them
roundabout,
out of
second
keeps them
exit.
away from bothering me. You close that door for them, shut that door for them, they'll not come round you because trust me, they will come round inside of you and they'll just sit there and you'll not be able to fucking see them if you're not looking for them. Then all of a sudden you put the turn on, you swing round and you're dragging them into the middle of next week. And guess who gets the blame? Yeah, muggins. It's always the truck driver's fault. You don't need to bother about that. Mirrors. They'll always try and blame the truck driver. No matter what happens, they will always try and blame you. Easy money for them, you see. It's easy pickings. Blame the truck driver, it's his fault, he's a bell end. He shouldn't be driving that fucking wagon. The notebook I'm going to charge him with, the computer system I'm going to type up his report on, has all come on the back of a truck. The pen I'm writing this out with has all come on the back of a truck. The clothes I'm wearing has been on a truck at some point. But fuck him, blame the truck driver, it's his fault. That's what they do. And you're an easy target. It's the most difficult licence to get this and the easiest one to lose. And they'll throw the book at you for anything in between. Shocking. Mirrors. Just rolling down this hill now, no gas. Just mindful of that speed, we're just creeping up to about 54, 55. Just roll it, just coast it. Start coming up the other side of the hill now. Just put a bit of gas on. Jobs are good, isn't that? Oh, pumpity pumpity boo, yay, diddly boo boo. The sun's now blinding me from right to left. I'll just take you up the A31. It's not going to be a long video, this. I've done 2 videos now today. It's just nice to be doing south for a change, do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I love Scotland. I've got an affinity with Scotland. I absolutely love it with a passion. But it's just nice for a change, put me back down south again in, you know, places, familiarity, places I've been before with Jenkies. We're heading towards Winchester further now on the A31. It's the A3 we want in a bit. We want to pick up the A3 again. Or do we want the A11? I'm not sure. I haven't looked, to be honest. I've just tapped it. I've just pressed me, accepted the job on that. You get a job on this tablet thing, and then you press accept, and it gives you the option drive. I've just pressed drive, and that's it. Because I know I'm not going to get anywhere near there tonight. So I've just pressed drive, and it turns into a Tom-ty-tom. So mirrors, 200 yards. We're going down to 1 lane. So mirrors, we'll come over. Nothing behind us.
800 yards. Go round the roundabout. 3rd exit.
That did say 200 yards with 1 lane, closing 1 lane, didn't it? I saw that sign. Did you see it? We've gone 200 yards and there's nothing happening. There's a motorbike coming up inside of us. Mirrors. Just let this guy go past. Mirrors. Signal back on. There's no lane closure there. That's confusing. That sign told me back there that in 200 yards there was a lane closure. So I've come across, nothing. There's nothing there. That sign shouldn't be up. They should have shifted that. Because if I hadn't seen that motorbike then, I could have took him into the middle of next week. Mirrors were out. Round and round the garden like a teddy bear. Mirrors, 1 step, 2 step, mirrors. Signals on. Mirrors, and we'll tickle him under there. Mirrors, over towards white line so we don't come this curve. Mirrors as we come back out, signals off, we're over it. There was a lad comment, I think it's a lad commented on one of my recent videos. I forgot his name, I do apologise. I read it today. And he said that he's gone for his test, he failed it last week. No minors, but 1 major. He clipped a curb coming round and round, coming off a roundabout. It's one of them, mate. Shit happens, you know what I mean? I failed my test the first time. I've mentioned it before. The very first time I passed my class 2. Passed it with flying colours, not a bother at all. Went straight from class 2 for class 1. I failed my test the first time. I'd passed it. I'd passed my test until I came back into the test centre. And I nearly knocked fucking fence down coming in. I switched off because I knew I'd passed. You know when you get that feeling, you think I've passed this. All I had to do was turn into the test centre. I nearly knocked fence down. I forgot that trailer was going to cut in. I got the angle wrong. I had to slam on. And I come out. He started trying to tell me what to do. I said, don't tell me, because I knew he was going to fail me. I said, don't tell me, I'll get out of it. No, what you need to do. He couldn't be arsed then. He just wanted to get away. And he went round corner and he fucking failed me right on finishing line because he said he had to take control. I thought, get fucked. So yeah, I failed on the first attempt. But it's one of them, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and 2 weeks later I went back and passed me flying colours. But I'd switched off, and you shouldn't switch off. The test is not over until you turn that ignition off. And he tells you that that's the end of the test. It's not over until he says, right, that's the end of the test. I'm pleased to say you've either passed or failed. You know what I mean? But no, I failed on the finishing line. 2 weeks later, I went back and I passed it with flying colours. So, as many people fail, don't be afraid of failing, mate. But I'm sure I've done a video before on roundabouts. I'll check later on. If not, I'll try and do one tomorrow, or I'll try, if I can, coming up here now and use some of this as roundabouts. So we're still on the A31, some mirrors coming into a 40, just adjust my speed accordingly. So I'll try and get some roundabouts in on this video and I'll post it up. This is not an educational video, by the way. It's not a dictatorship. I'm not telling you how you should drive. It's just how I drive and how it works for me. Sometimes it doesn't work for me. Sometimes we have close calls, like that Class 2 rigid coming towards us earlier on, coming into a 30 mirrors. You know, sometimes we have tight squeezes. These roads were not built for Arctic trucks, you know. It's one of them. It is what it is, isn't it? So you've just got to make the best of the situation that develops in front of you. Some mirrors. Mindful, this thing got left. 6:25 now, sun's blurring, mirrors. And this is a place called Four Ways. Welcome to Four Ways on the Hampshire Downs, it says. Hampshire Downs, lad, Hampshire Downs. Oh, aye. It's like a nice place down here, like. Still on the A31 as far as I'm aware. Boundary surgery, lad. I bet they've seen all sorts in there. Doris from number 19, right corner. You want to see Bunyan she had till the week. Oh, Bunyan on a big toe. And there's Dave. Dave. He had a bird's nest in his beard, did Dave, and it irritated him and itched his skin. Itched his skin off, it did. He had to go in. He had to see a specialist. Dave, yeah. They gave him some E45 cream. And noticed that he had blisters on his right hand from, well, they said it would do with wanking, I think. So they give him some cream for that as well. Oh, it's all been going on there in boundary surgeries. They see it all. But patient confidentiality, you know, they don't talk about it. I mean, we've not mentioned Frank, who lives up to the other side there in that house. Bloody hell. Ooh, he's had some escapades, Frank has. Oh, it's all going on round here. I'd make a great neighbourhood watch, me. I'd tell everybody. Mirrors. I don't know anyone called McMavis from round corner at number 19. I don't know who Frank is, and I've no idea whether that lad were called Dave, but the lad there did have a beard. Mirrors. So hypothetically speaking, he could have had a rash in other places. Who knows? Mirrors. Sun's now hanging low, blinding, blinding. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Diddle am a die, diddle am don't. Mirrors. Another bloody mini island. Get on your nerves, them, like. There's another one coming up. Mirrors. There's Sandra with dog. Sandra's alright. She's alright, Sandra. She'll do out for you. She'll do out for you, but don't leave her near any chicken volleyball. If there's a buffet on, she's a greedy bitch. Oh, aye. She's a greedy bitch. Touch her food, you feel her fork, I'll tell you. So she'd stab you. She'd stab you in the eye if you try and take one of her chicken volleyball, Sandra. As lovely as she is, the nose. Mirrors. Just mindful of this kid on cycling. He's coming to a bit of a pavement end. Mirrors. We are in a 40 now. Dual carriageway coming up ahead. Mirrors. Road's getting bumpy and not half bloody uneven. Mirrors. There is a car behind us. Here's your dual carriageway. This car behind us is going to try and rock it past us now. I bet then. Mirrors. Descending downhill. Just back him off. Road tightens. There's no zebra road, but there is it. It does tighten. Coming down at a rapid rate of knots. Here's that car on worst bit I didn't want it to. As we're descending rapidly. With 400 yards to go, it just decides it wants to take us. Come on, get past. Stop fanning on. That's Alice. It's alright, Alice, but she's a daredevil. A daredevil is Alice. Coming back into single file, mirrors. There is now two cars coming up behind us, but Alice is clear, she's aware. She's braking up in front. Mirrors. Back into 30, by, no, sorry, 50, by the looks of it. Mirrors. We did come in this way, to be fair. Mirrors, just backing him off. just creeping up towards 50. Again, road's getting uneven and starting to tighten again. We are in single carriageway. Road conditions are dry, but let's face it, pretty much every road in the UK at the moment is in a shit state. There's been no investment for the last 20 or 30 years. There's been no proper investment in the roads, apart from patch. Everything's patched to within an inch of its life. So there's potholes galore, cracks everywhere, and it's just not nice, the road conditions. So we don't want to be braying on at full kilter, full pelt, hitting a big divot and going into that tractor, or else it's going to be brater cakes for one of us. Probably me. Tractor would probably come off. I'd probably come off worse, and tractor would be alright unscathed. Mirrors coming into a 40. This is Ropley coming into it. Oh, Ropley, don't you know? Be posh. Mrs. Beaver lives there. We'll think of something to make up about Mrs. Beaver after. I mean, you know, you could have a series on the driving along with the tales of war. Every village you came into, you could have a character, couldn't you? You know? I feel like that character out of League of Gentlemen that showed you a taxi driver. It was a bloke going through a sex change. I can't remember her name. What was her name? Did anybody watch the League of Gentlemen? It just showed you back at taxi driver with hairy legs and that in conversation. Was it Maureen or something like that? Taxi driver. It was fucking funny. It was a twisted sense of humour, that, the League of Gentlemen. It really was. Mirrors. These bloody little things. Bloody little. They're a waste of space, them little mini traffic islands. I know they're for pedestrians walking across, but they're a fucking pain in the arse. I'm sorry, they are. Mirrors. Mindful of someone pulling out here on this junction. It's coming. Stop there, pal. I don't want to write that off. It's a lovely little empty, moggy kind of type of car.
Second exit.
So we are approaching a roundabout now, so I can't remember the roundabout from coming in. I know we've come in this way, so I will have been over it before. But with somebody on about roundabouts, here's how I approach a roundabout. Some mirrors. See it coming up ahead. I'm already off the gas here now. Mirrors. Just start reducing him on my exhaust brake / returner. Mirrors. We're going to go straight on at this roundabout. Some mirrors. There is 2 lanes. We're keeping the left-hand lane because we're going straight over. It's 12 o'clock. Mirrors. Mirrors just over towards this white line here. Mirrors just having a look right to left. There's nothing coming. Over towards this curb. Take it off now. Signals on. Mirrors. Over towards what should be a white line in middle. Now go over towards this curb so we don't cut up that curb. Mirrors as we come out. Progress. That's how I approach a roundabout. Other people might do it different, but that works for me. So, you know, in answer to that lad's comment, what said about failing his test for clipping a curb on a roundabout, don't worry about it. It happens. It's just, you just get used to it. You automatically get used to it. When the penny drops, you just start knowing where to position your truck and get the best out of it, really. Do you know what I mean? I can't explain it. Once the penny drops, it just clicks naturally. So mirrors. I'll try and do a full video on just roundabouts. I'll pick when I go to a place what's full of roundabouts next. I'll do something on that. It comes like a bit of a dance, you know what I mean? You just automatically know if it's going round to the left, put it over towards white line so you don't cut in. As soon as you come back round, put it over towards curb if you're going straight over, and then bring it back over towards the other side, just so you're flicking smoothly from one side to the other. And you know, I mean, you always check your mirrors, but you know where you're positioning anyway, that you're not going to come round and catch anything. You're going to come round in your own lane. But you've got to keep your eyes on your mirrors regardless. If anything else, it helps passing your test. Mirrors, mirrors, mirrors. That's what they're watching for. And they want you to swivel your head round from side to side. You spend that much time looking backwards, you can't afford to see what's coming forwards. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have eyes up your arse and your head on a bloody swivel. Well, that's part of the test. But I mean, to be fair, personally, I still try and drive how I was taught by my instructor going for my test, and it's never done me any harm so far. The only thing I don't do is I don't do 10 to 2 driving and feeding steering wheel through my hands, and sometimes I'll spin it round with one hand, and you know what I mean? And you'd fail your test on that, of course you would. But I've passed my test, so I don't have to do that anymore. And I don't fanny on, I don't hang back, I get going. But here, when you first pass your test, when I first passed mine, you're still very cautious and very, oh shit, am I doing the right thing? And you're still driving as if you're on a driving lesson. It's only when you get going, as you become more confident, do you know what I mean? But there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and you can't be too confident because you start making mistakes. And this is not the kind of vehicle to be making them mistakes in, do you know what I mean? Or any vehicle, really. You know, you can, at the end of the day, you can overthink it, you can make a mountain out of a bloody molehill. Yes, it's just driving at the end of the day, but there's being safe and there's going over the top and too much, like, you know what I mean? Drive to however you feel comfortable driving. You'll find a way of doing things what works for you. Mirrors. I do always try and check my mirrors as much as possible, especially a flatbed on as well. Yeah, I like looking, make sure there's no bloody. I like looking, make sure there's no straps hanging bloody loose. You know what I mean? So again, we're coming up towards another roundabout shortly. Mirrors, I think it's a roundabout. Is it a roundabout? I'm not sure. We're going to be going left anyway. Yeah, it is. Mirrors. Going left here, continuing on the A31, Aylesford Road. So mirrors just start reducing now, just backing him off on exhaust brake. Mirrors. There's the sign for the A31 and the M3, so the signal's on. Mirrors. Mirrors just over towards this white line here, because what we don't want to do is come up the curb or clip it with the inside of the trailer. Mirrors. Signal's off. I thought it was a roundabout, it's a roundabout further on, it's not for us. I am unfamiliar with this part. I've been down here before, but a long while ago. And I came up this way earlier on today, but many things have happened since then. Many things have happened since then, so mirrors, all this traffic now will be very relieved that they can get past the truck. Start coming past us now. Here they come. Road conditions look damp here. Don't know why, it's not rained, maybe it's just the shadow on the road. Just mindful, shouldn't be damp, it's been sunshiny all day down here. Mirrors, here's that little moggy coming past us, this little MG. Mirrors, there's a car just pulled in here, just mindful. Mirrors, just sticking out a little bit and it's dark. It's a dark coloured car. I just had to come over onto the white line and there was nothing behind us. Just sticking out a little bit. It's a dark coloured car as well, under dark trees, and everything was dark, in a dark mood on a dark day on a dark night. That'll be Doreen. She lives over yonder. Mirrors were dropping down now. A sign out for a temporary 40, so we're sticking to 40. We're just holding it back on 40 here. The retarder stroke exhaust brake on this Scania, on this DAF is quite good. I mean, we are fully loaded, so it's never going to hold you back entirely. It's quite good. So mirrors. I think there's been an event on here over the weekend. There's definitely been an event on where I've just picked this shite up from. Mirrors. Oh, what's happening here? Mirrors. There's cones out in board. Oh dear, 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 dear. I don't want to hit that. Mirrors. I've come back in this side. There's a corner in the middle of the road then. I'll have to come over to right because I would have hit it. I don't want to go over a corner at 40 miles an hour. There's no behind me. Car just coming up on us now. I didn't want to go over a corner at 40 miles an hour to do some bloody damage. Don't know what's happening here. There's a coach turning into left. I'm hoping we're in right lane. Yeah, I had to come across then because I didn't want to hit that corner. It was just lying in the middle of the road. I didn't want to hit it. So I don't know what's events been taking place here, but there's something been going on. Mirrors. Is this a lay-by or a coach pickup point? Broomtown, deliveries, crew, stay in lane. Mirrors. Broomtown, what's Broomtown? Is that an event? Has there been something going on here? Sending people into there. And just looking ahead there, there's another queue starting, so don't know what's gone on at Broomtown. It's an event. You want to check them cones out and get them sorted, like. I think someone's clipped that cone and that's why it's lying in the middle of the bloody road. It's not sexy. Because don't forget, at the bottom of the cones is solid. There's like bags of sand all around bottom for the weight. So if you go over one of them and it's sticking up, it's going to do some damage to it underneath your truck. I think we are in the wrong lane. This lane says Broomtown, what I'm in. The other lane says other. So I think at some point there will be a traffic queue coming up ahead. I might have to look at trying to get over if I can. Perhaps that's what's clipped that cone back there. Oh, there's a lot on the... Oh, that's massive. I don't know what it is. It's massive. Wow. Broomtown. There's cars everywhere. There's a big event on there. I don't know what Broomtown is. There's a massive event going on there, like. There's tents, there's caravans, there's all sorts. There's fairground attraction rides. You name it. You name it, it's going on at Broomtown this weekend, pal. Oh, this week. It's massive. It's like a big festival. It's a music festival or what? Oh, I'm tempted to pull in me and get into Broomtown. We'll scale that fence, no bother. Some mirrors. I don't know what it is. It's a festival of some sort. I'm going to Google Broomtown after that. There's a lot of bloody people there, I'll tell you that. It's packed out. Some mirrors. That truck's zigzagging. He's in and out of lanes, like. There's enough of a gap for him getting in and out. But... Oh, it's still going on here. I can see over edges. There's still caravans, tents. Oh, you name it, it's near. Wow. Well, they closed all these bloody laybys off, but there's a lot of security on as well. They've closed all laybys off, like, but if I parked here tonight, I better get some entertainment. The sun's getting low again.
After 800 yards, go round the roundabout, first exit.
Right, so 800 yards, roundabout coming up. Artists entrance. Oh, that's cool. Ah. This is where the artists come in. Mirrors, mindful. Oh lad, that was a divot in a bump. Just sent me over to the right hand side. See, these guys are going in here now and I'm stuck behind them. I can't get over without taking cones out. Mirrors, there's nothing behind me. I was going to come across then. Orange route. Broomtown orange route. Broomtown, diddle-da-da-ba-da. So here we go. We're going to go left at this roundabout for the A34.
First exit.
We've got 2 hours and 42 minutes left before we need to stop for the day. Mirrors. Mirrors is now coming with straight round progress. Coming back into two-way traffic. There's a black car now just following us out round that roundabout. It's thinking about coming past us. Coming into two-way traffic now. It's just slotting in nicely behind us. That must be the artist bloody camp there, you see there. Shuttle buses only, mirrors. Wagon just coming out in front of us. Followed by 2 cars. They're going to want out here at some point. Mirrors. just mindful, 3 cars, there's one here, a red and mirrors. We want to cross shortly, signals on, mirrors. I've lost sight of that black car, it's disappeared, it must have gone in there, it must have gone to Broomtown. We're back into two-way traffic. That red car we've just passed is now coming, it's now slotting in behind us. Let me just put my teeth back in. There you go. Mirrors, we're descending, braking up ahead, traffic's getting busier, it's a steady flow. The sun's coming low, it's starting blinding us a little bit. Road conditions are dry, but maybe it's the shadow, it looks greasy. Mindful, man with bald head. That could be anyone, including me. Mirrors. Time now is 7:15, so it's rocking on a bit. It's going to be another big night tonight. I'm going to run you down a little bit further. I normally ring my wife about 7 o'clock.
Go round the roundabout.
I'll run you down for another 15 or 20 minutes until we get onto Big Road, and then we'll call it a day. And I'll set her out here, and I'll ring the love of my life. It's a routine we have every morning. I always ring her about 7:45 before she goes to work. We text each other and message each other at various points throughout the day. So mirrors, we're going right here onto the A3M3. Mirrors, signals on, coming across. It's after 1 o'clock and that left-hand lane's going left.
Go round the roundabout, second exit.
Mirrors, just mindful, one coming up the inside of us. Mirrors over towards this white line so it brings us round nicely. Mirrors, there's nothing coming, we're straight out. We're within our lane because we're over towards the white line. Over towards this white line on this side so we don't cut up with trailer. Mirrors. Mirrors. Mirrors as we come out at roundabout. Progress. There you go. So yeah, we're running up towards the A34. That's what I was thinking. If I couldn't mind on what it was called before road. So the A34 I'm going to start running up towards. I want the A34. The plan is running all the way up the A34 as far as I can. And probably pulling towards Sherwell Valley. That'll do me for neat. I don't think from here I'm going to get towards Warwick. Warwick Services is a favourite of mine. But I've not been to Warwick for a bit actually, couple of months since I left Jenkins.
Go round the roundabout.
I don't think I'll make Warwick. I think if I'm lucky I might make Sherwell Valley. I don't really fancy stopping at services 2 nights in a row. I had to stay at Cobham last night because I was running shy on time and I couldn't get in at Beaconsfield, so I had to stay at Cobham. So I'm getting in Cobham with about 6 minutes remaining. I was like, wow. Some mirrors. And towards the M3, it's the A34 I want. Mirrors. Again, towards this white line on my right hand side, so it brings us round nicely. Mirrors, busy here now. Mirrors. Try and adjust this mirrors. Now it's right busy here now, see. There's a black car on my right hand side. I'm hoping it's going to go out for lane 2 because I've just realised I might be in wrong lane. Mirrors. No. Black car will get out. We haven't got enough time, we're fully loaded. We're out this time. Black car's done us a favour. He has gone into the other lane because I'm cutting straight across this lane now. Mirrors. I actually now want the middle lane. I was in wrong lane after all. The A34 I want the middle lane. So yeah, I should have been over where black car was, but hey, every day's a school day. Mirrors.
Take the exit, then ahead. Keep left.
I'm taking it, love, I'm taking it. You better believe I'm taking it. Mirrors. There we go, the Midlands, Newbury, A34. Right, we'll put him in down here and I'll set her out to you. There is a services down here actually. Hang going to stop there. I'm just going to stop and say ta-ra to you. So we're going to be going left here from the Midlands and Newbury. Quite familiar with this road now. I've been on it 1,001 times.
After 800 yards, keep left.
Yeah, baby. A34. There we go. Mirrors.
Keep left.
It feels nice being down south for a change. So I do enjoy flatbed. I do enjoy working on a flatbed. It's a lot better this than a walking floor. It really is. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy. It's just that most of the jobs I end up doing now on this are all concrete up to Scotland, and it gets a bit repetitive. There's not as much distance as I would like, and I've made no secrets about it. I don't like the concrete jobs. I find them hard work. Not hard work as in hard work the job. The job's a piece of piss, it's easy enough. I just find it difficult sitting on concrete jobs all day waiting to get tipped. I find it tedious. It drives me daft. I can't be doing with sitting around doing nothing all day. I know I'm getting paid for it and it's easy work, but I just find it tedious and monotonous, and I can't stand it. You know what I mean? So that's what gets on my nerves about this job. The company's brilliant. It's a good company to work for. They're good with you. They're good people. But some of the concrete jobs are a nightmare. You know, you're getting on sites, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm nothing but honest, me. I'm always honest. Some of the sites you go on, some of the people that you meet on the sites are absolute arseholes. They really are. And they talk to you like shit. Well, you've just got to bite your lip and rise above it. Don't rise to it. I had a really bad day yesterday. I'm not going to talk about it, but I had a really bad day yesterday, and part of me was thinking, there's your keys, I've had enough of the job, you know what I mean? But I've got through it. I was on a building site. They wouldn't listen to me. They know better. Everyone's an expert on site, you see. They've all driven an Arctic before. They all know better than you. In reality, they don't know the fucking arse from their helmet. But you can't say that to them. Because as soon as you start raising your voice at them and swear, you've lost the argument and you're in trouble. Well, they were getting right on my tits yesterday, like, and I was suddenly thinking, there must be other jobs out there. I was ready for spewing it like yesterday. I wouldn't do that because it would leave these guys in the shit, and I'm not like that. If I was going to leave, I'd have my notice and do things proper. Never leave on bad terms. Never burn your bridges. Never drop them in the shit. Because word soon gets around. And one thing I've learned about the haulage industry, it's a small knit community. There's always some bugger what knows somebody else. No matter who you work for all over the country. But certainly living in Cumbria and South Scotland, every fucker knows each other. So you don't want to end up getting a bad reputation. Don't take him on, he'll jack. He'll jack and leave you in shit. Nobody likes that. It's not nice, do you know what I mean? It's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. So if you're going to leave a place, and you're noticing and leave on good terms, if they're knobheads with you, then that's a different matter. But as long as you've done the right thing and the decent thing, you can hold your head up high, and nobody can give you a bad word. Because unofficially, if you go for another job, they say that you're not allowed to give somebody a bad reference. Unofficially, it's easy to make a phone call and say, what's this man like? He's just applied for a job. He's a fucking prick. Don't take him on, he's a wanker. And you'll not get that job. You know what I mean? It happens. Of course it does. It's not meant to, but it bloody well does. Like I say, in the haulage industry, it's a small world. Everybody knows somebody else. Or they'll know another driver what works for that company. find out about you. Do you know what I mean? It really is. And it's easy to give you a bad reputation as well, but if you don't give them any excuses and you do the decent thing, of course it's the right thing to do, isn't it? You know what I mean? Leaving on good terms is always the right thing to do, so I would never drop anyone in the shit. Today I'm enjoying the job again. Yesterday I absolutely despised it. I didn't want to do it yesterday. I wanted to spit dummy out and just say enough's enough. I don't need the fucking hassle, do you know what I mean? But you get through it. It doesn't help me not smoking. Chap, I wouldn't say I've buddied up with him, he's not my best mate or anything, but the fella I've been with for the last 2 days, one of our drivers, first time I'd met him, we both got the same job picking up yesterday. Both got the same job this morning. He ended up taking my load because the trailer I wanted was already loaded, and he came in with a short rear steer trailer on. The trailer wasn't big enough, so there wasn't another one in. So I came in with an empty. He said, well, you can either drop trailers, swap and get his empty, he can go and get his loaded trailer, then you go round and live load yours, or you can take his load and he'll just go around and get live loaded. We said, yeah, that's what we'll do then. So that's what we did, basically. It made sense. We're both going to the same place. Mine was initially booked in for 8:30, his was 10:30. So as soon as we swapped loads, I took his load. I was 10:30, he was 8:30. So we've gone to the same jobs today, and then he's just been on that job in front of me, where I've just left there. So I'll see him tomorrow as well. I've lost my train of thought now what I was going to say about him. No, nice guy. He's alright, nice fella. And I've completely lost my train of thought. There was a point I was going to make about him. I can't mind on what it was now. But yeah, he was a nice fella. You know, a nice enough chap. And he said similar, you know, you get good days and bad days. Right, this is a services here, Sutton Scotney Services. I know we can park on here because I've parked on here many times in the past. I'm going to pull it into here now and I'm going to say to Ratia because it's just approaching 7 o'clock and I normally ring the love of my life at 7 o'clock. I can't mind on what am I going to say about that fella. I've waffled on that much, I lost my bloody train of thought. Mirrors. Where's the lorry park, pal? HGV, we'll take it up here. Right, I'll also check my load as well whilst I'm in here. Come on, get up! Get on!
Bear right.
Yeah, baby. I'll check my load as well whilst I'm here. And then I'll get off and I'll ring my wife. I'm not going to stay here, I'm going to crack back on. I just want to pull up, set her out to you. I'll quickly check the straps, then we'll bray back on again. Right, I have been your old mate Borothea, and once again, you, my friend, have been beautiful. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, whatever it is, whatever it was. I'll probably later on, I'll get to my point where I was thinking about that chap I've been working with for the last couple of days. But anyway, I hope we can get in here, just quickly. Stop and say to her, oh, I could have got in there, but there's a car. Decided for parking last remaining lorry bay. That's good of them, isn't it? I don't think we're going to get a chance to put him in. Might have to just put hazards on quickly, set her out to you. There's no room at the end, pal. Just put hazards on here. There is a car behind us, but if I can just pull up in the middle of the road here, you can get past us. It's ramp back, that services, there's no room at the inn. And you can get past us. How much room do you want? You've loads of room. Get back. You're in a car, not a wagon. Right, thanks very much guys. I'll just stop the video here. Thanks a lot. See you later. I'm out of here. Ta-ra!